All right, so this is me gonna go through how to make a simple 2-loop bow and possibly a 4-loop bow with a number 3 acetate ribbon. So first thing, I'm gonna get a yard of the number 3 ribbon. All right, and then I'm going to get about an 8-inch piece. So this is going to be, the short piece is my tie-off ribbon, and this is my boat making ribbon, the really long piece. So I'm going to set this short piece to the side. Now this acetate ribbon has 2 sides. You see it has a shiny side, and if you run your nail across, you can tell it has a dull side. The shiny side is always going to stay up when making a bow. If you're left-handed, you're going to hold your ribbon in your right hand and manipulate the ribbon with your left. If you are right-handed, you're going to hold it in your left and do the manipulation with your right, all right? So we're going to start by making the tail of the ribbon, which is one of the little streamers that comes out at the bottom. So I'm going to leave about 4-ish inches. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the really long piece, making sure it's all shiny, and I'm going to give it a tight twist up top, okay? Very, very tight. Don't just fold it over. That's going to give you a bow that looks a mess at the end. So a tight twist, and I'm going to take that twist, put it between my pointer finger and my thumb, okay? Just like that. So from here, you're going to have shiny bottom tail and a dull coarse top. All right, next step, we're going to take the really long piece, pull it back towards us to where you see the shiny part, and then we're going to loop it around our thumb, okay, just like that. And when we loop it, I want you to take it and I want you to squish that piece that you're holding in between your fingers as best as you can, so that this is shiny, the little loop here is shiny, and this is coarse again, all right? Anytime that we're making a bow, we want that shiny side out, and then there becomes a pattern to making the bow. So you make a loop, and then we twist. So not folding, we are twisting it tight, making sure that twist is between our fingers. So we've looped it, tucked it, twisted it. So now that we have our tail, and this is our center loop, we're now going to make the big bunny ears, loops that go on each side, okay? So we're going to loop it towards the back and just kind of hold it between our fingers to make sure this is still shiny, and on the inside is the coarse part, okay? Once we make sure that this is shiny, we're going to take wherever we're holding it with our fingers, and again, scrunch it between our fingers, all right? Do not let go of your bow after you have started, okay? Don't reposition, don't switch hands, like move it from this side to this side. Keep everything between your pointer finger and thumb. Don't squeeze so hard that you're gonna lose circulation. Just hold it very firm, okay? So I've made a loop, I have squished it between my fingers, and now I'm going to twist it, all right? So now everything is shiny again. Tail shiny, center loop shiny, big bunny ear loop is shiny, and the really long piece I'm using is shiny, okay? So again, loop, squish, twist. Now I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna loop it, making sure that the shiny side is on the outside, the coarse side is on the inside here. I wanna measure it, eyeball it to make sure this loop is the same length as this one. I'm gonna squish it between my fingers, okay? Notice I keep kind of readjusting my my ribbons and my loops to make sure they all kind of stay in line with each other. Okay, you don't want this one to be like up here, this one over there, etc. So I've looped it, squished it, and now I'm going to do my last twist. I'm going to twist it. Okay. So from this view, you're like, I don't even see a bow. But from this view, you can. So now we're going to tie this off. If you don't have a long piece of extra ribbon, you can use the 8-inch piece you cut. I have a really long tail on this side, so I am going to cut it even. All right. And the part that I cut off, I'm now going to tie off this bow. So I'm going to lace my 8-inch piece through the middle loop to where it's pretty even on both sides. Okay. The part that's laying on my hand, I'm going to lace it through the center of my hand. I'm actually going to bring it out between my pointer finger and my thumb, or my pointer finger and my middle finger. That's what it looks like on the back. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this. This is the piece that was laying on my hand through out between these two fingers, and this is the other end. With my right hand, or your dominant hand, you are going to take both ends, and you'll notice that that ribbon is sitting on top of my thumb right now. I'm going to pull this hand away from this hand, but making sure that these fingers are still holding onto my bow, okay? So as I'm pulling, I'm gonna give it a little wiggle. And when I did that, the ribbon slipped from above my thumb underneath it, okay? Which means I still have a lot of pressure holding down those ribbons together, making sure they're not sliding from side to side. From here, you're going to tie your bow off.